Let's take a look at what's happening in the Israel-Hamas war, which of course still continues. Medicines for hostages in Gaza and humanitarian aid for civilians has entered the war-torn Palestinian territory under a deal mediated by Doha and Paris. Well, this comes after Hamas announced new conditions for delivering medicines to the hostages that still remain in Gaza. Under the deal mediated by France and Qatar, medicines along with humanitarian aid has been supplied to Gazans in exchange for providing medicines to about 45 hostages. Hamas senior leader said on Wednesday that for every box of medicine for hostages, 1,000 boxes must be given to the residents of Gaza. He further said that medicines must be supplied through a country Hamas trusts, and France is not one of them. Now, during a week-long truce in November, Hamas released over 100 hostages in exchange for around 240 Palestinian prisoners. Back at home, Israelis are increasing pressure on the government to make more efforts for the release of hostages. Now, for more on this, our correspondent Jody Cohen has sent us this report.
This deal, negotiated by Qatar and France, marks the first time in more than 100 days that the hostages would have received medicine, a particular concern for the elderly and injured. Talks are also ongoing regarding a potential deal to release the more than 130 hostages still being held in Gaza. Many of the hostages' families believe their government's first priority should be the release of the hostages and then defeating Hamas. However, Israel's Defense Minister Yoav Gallant has suggested that he believes military pressure on Hamas is what will lead them to serious negotiations. Meanwhile, a small protest in Tel Aviv with roughly 20 to 30 participants has called for a ceasefire. Prime Minister Netanyahu has reportedly suggested that the war could continue throughout 2024. This is Jody Cohen for WION World as One.